is waiting. Welcome back to Bucks basketball with the All-Star for the Clippers. No Norman Powell in the. Now it's the first time that Giannis took the first game in by 10. Bucks actually had an 11-point halftime advantage, and then the Clippers took over in the second half. A lot of scoring, though, in that game between the four top players. Kuzma takes the first shot and makes.
Van Gundy-led defense for the Clippers, and you could tell they disrupted that first play, but Kuz pulling one out of his pocket, knocking down a quick three.
Jeff Van Gundy making an appearance back in the league. There's
time defense. I think that's what he's there to do. He got Coach Tyronn Lue very respected. He called in a guru, and there you go. There's some defense.
Yeah, case in point, Harden strips it away, gives it out to Dunn. Chris Dunn coming off a really, really good game in the last game before the break. Well, actually, you know, against Memphis, really stood out in that game, and then they beat Utah. There's Brook Lopez.
Get that out of here.
How about we give him the Sargento block of the game, too, while we're at it?
Nice and early. We got a made three. We got some Sargento blocks.
Get all the sponsors items out of there. In the first quarter.
When they don't listen, he yells it.
That's right. It's interesting to hear Doc Rivers talk about the assistants kind of competing against each other. Buckner is cheering on all the great defensive plays. Dave Yeager and Darvin Ham are cheering on all the great offensive plays from the practice. Go head-to-head. Brook nearly gets a foul.
Yeah, that's always an interesting dynamic because the defense plays great, someone's getting yelled at. If the offense plays great, someone's getting yelled at.
The runner, and now the Clippers take the advantage. We'll show you some of the new faces, too, for Los Angeles. It certainly has improved their team. Health has improved their team as well. As we mentioned, no Norman Powell, but usually Kawhi Leonard, who's trying to chase down that.
He's one guy that was all about the load management era. Unfortunately, obviously, he wanted to be out there playing more, but banged up. And there was a guy that was playing limited minutes. There you go, over and back. Do some big-time concerts. Don't even have room.
That's a great response. Push shot from Zubac.
The rodeo tour comes through. The Spurs leave town for a full month.
There's nothing that goes on in LA, right?
I don't think so.
Nothing to fill that dome with.
They got what, Coliseum. They got some other arenas. The former Staples. What is it called?
I still call it Staples. Just to basketball focus.
A little bit out of control. Good D by Kuz.
James Harden had 40 points in that first meeting against the Bucks. He was one of those top 4 scorers. I mentioned in that first meeting, January 25th, Powell and Harden combined for 73 points in that game.
Yeah, those guys got going. They're consistent all game long, and we're at their best, combining for 25 points. Harden and Powell in the fourth quarter.
Here's Dame, doesn't waste any time, just a little bit short. We showed you his numbers and his career against the Clippers. Obviously, lots of meetings from his time in Portland. And Leonard takes the three, too strong. Dame with the rebound.
Yeah, I like seeing those guard rebounds, too. I think that's going to be a very important trick. Kuz with a quick pull-up. Early missed threes here from Milwaukee, but they've got to get back, got to play that defense, and guards got to box out. Because last time they matched up, there was a lot of extra effort plays, offensive boards, 50-50 balls. The Clippers seem to really win that battle.
I really felt
like you're saying, when there's a bunch of categories, especially hustle stats that you're losing, you end up losing the game in the end.
And Turkle, that was actually the first of 6 games without Bobby Portis, too. If you remember, the Bucks went 1-5 during that stretch, but it started against the Clippers. Giannis from mid-range.
Mid-range shots down, and you got to answer right now because it feels like the Clippers, they're playing with more force, a little more physicality. You saw Harden go into Kuzma. You saw Giannis get that foul by Zubac right there. Just a lot of paint touches for the Clippers, and good D right there.
Giannis, last game he played was February 2nd, takes it right to the rack.
You just saw, those were the numbers that added up.
A 30-point game in that game, and he split. Looking to penetrate. Inside the paint, he gets another.
The way Harden likes to play that way, Zubac is the same way, and they got other good, long defensive defenders out there to just fill this starting lineup out.
That's it all year long. That's my mindset. The last 29 games, that's my mindset in the playoffs.
Yeah, and I do think when you're in the thick of it, you know, like all of these teams are, and you're working on just improving yourself and just getting better every single day, every little bit. The truth is, you don't think the seating. Oh, trying to poster Brook right there, but missing somehow.
Brook had other ideas.
Yeah, get another block. But the truth is, guys, they don't care as much about the seating if they believe in themselves and they see what they're working towards. Good defense right there by
championship and not being a #1 seed, and they win the championship. But you know, there's something to be said about being the top 4, where you can get some home games and have the home advantage. Someone forgot about Brook Lopez.
Line Coach Van Gundy over there coaching the defense up. He didn't have a plan for that one.
So I would say maybe top 4 might be the sweet spot, right? You don't want to be in the lead changes. The Bucks now trailing.
They'll be good in the 4th quarter too.
That's right.
But
I'm projecting.
I like that. You can manifest it right now. We can talk about that closing strong. You got guys like Bogdanovich as well. There you go. All tied up. 14, beautiful, making some shots and breaking that defense down. And honestly, playing some defense of their own for Milwaukee, which I think has really been making a difference. But those good starts have a lot to do with shot making.
Bogdanovich.
See this, right? Simmons comes in, Jones Jr. You got just a lot of really talented pieces, and it goes back to what you were just saying about very talented this right there, about what seeds matter, who can actually win it. This is a Clipper team that's, I think Milwaukee is as well. And look, neither team is top 3 in their conference, but
I think it's easy to forget about the Clippers a lot of times because of injuries and health, but they force another turnover. Look, they got one of the best defenses in the league in several different categories. You start there, they certainly can be a championship contender. Yeah,
and there are teams that have won championships in recent memory that something to give yourself a chance. Otherwise, you've got to be in the top 10 offense and defense. Look, the Celtics were top 3 offense and defense last year. That gets it done, but otherwise you got to be elite at one of them, like this team is this year. The Clippers defensively.
Taurean Prince now on Harden. Goes past him left side, lays it in, and he's always got.
Our guys are scared they're going to bite on a shot fake, so they're cautious, and it just gives him a little more runway to get his shot off.
5 points for Harden to match Leonard's 5 points. Leading scorers on the Clippers side. 6 points for Prince with his couple of 3-pointers as Damian Lillard draws the foul against.
More than 5 guys on the team because there's going to be some opportunities, and he's got to step up. And there you go.
Last 5 or 6 games, shooting 50% from 3. He was so important in that last game in Minnesota, right before the All-Star break.
And so impressive that when he gets it done in the game against Minnesota, when there is no Giannis and no Damon, it's on the road. Good defense.
Now the Bucks doing to the Clippers what they've done to the Bucks. AJ Green, less than 2.5 to play here in the quarter. Sims trying to free up Dame. Here's Trent Jr. driving this time.
21 points, knocking down a bunch of threes, and really the last 5 games have been very similar to that.
AJ Green had some people in that Minnesota game too. It's now a short drive from Iowa. So the family coming.
His dad's an assistant at Iowa State. They got themselves quite the team there, and he was there with his mom cheering AJ on.
2 seconds on the shot clock. Harden. There's Jericho Sims chasing down the rebound.
Yeah, he can cover some ground. He is an elite athlete. You see him be incredibly active, rim protecting, and lob threat for sure.
And so Jericho Sims playing with Kyle Kuzma. Sims at the 5, Kuzma at the 4. Doc Rivers has talked about that Kuz is going to get more time probably at the 4 position than the 3 position with no Bobby Portis.
Look at Sims move his feet, match up as a 5-man right now with James Harden. Get his hand out there, contest, not get under his feet. Great job.
These are part of the rotations. I was curious on how Doc would make it work. AJ Green, step back, not there. You know, do you play Jericho Sims with the Giannis? We could see that as well. The dump off in the 5th.
They've got it right now with Nicholas Batum. They've got Ben Simmons out there. You got Harden as a threat. Just all athletic defenders out there with scores. And their willingness to pass is getting 6'9" Ben Simmons, who doesn't like to shoot outside the paint, the shot he likes.
That play was with the 2 Clippers new guys, Bogdanovich and Simmons. Harden, you know, eventually he's going to
draw that.
Final few seconds here of the quarter. Bucks trailing by 1. Simmons, kick out, Batum for 3. Knocks it down. Kuzma, oh, He was like, ooh, it's online, and man, it went in.
He was right.
Oh, loud first quarter stats, Steve. The three-point shooting, 7 of 12 in the quarter. The Bucks started 1 of 4. They finished 6 of 8.
Well, they certainly heated up, and I think it just seemed like they needed an adjustment period to play against this physical defense, which they did.
Kawhi Leonard starts out the second quarter with Kuz defending. Nowhere to go, forces him to give it up. Bogdanovic already has 1 three-pointer, can't knock that one down.
Yeah, good defense by Kuz, and I think right there you just see defensively at his size what he can get done. Nice attack right now.
And without Dame in the final game.
That as quickly as he was able to just be one-dimensional, not just shoot it, not just distribute. He was kind of all of those things, and I think we've seen some really good flashes defensively too so far, even just in this game tonight.
Bogdanovic kind of sent Giannis back in. Kuzma has the last 8 points going into this possession for the Bucks. And he leads Milwaukee with 11. Kevin Porter.
Each team was just on the Clippers. You want to prove something. You want to play well, and Doc's going to give him that opportunity.
Giannis misses on what's become one of his patented shot attempts. Batum gives it right back to Simmons, directing traffic. Bogdanovic driving against Kuz again, and Kuz, I think, got a piece. And there's that pace, gets it out to AJ Green, finds his shooter. AJ a little too strong.
Yeah, nice attack, just pushing the pace right there. Kuz getting it to him in rhythm and make him miss. AJ's got to shoot those. It keeps the defense honest and keeps him spread out as well.
Kawhi Leonard steps it back, Sims defending. Leonard with a miss. He's 1 of 3 from 3. Porter Jr. came off the bench with the Clippers, and he slid.
Well, I just liked how when he got the ball right there, he's not too eager. He kind of probes, and then you can see he has that next level explosion to be able to have a foul right there. But out there, you got KPJ,
right.
You got Kuz out there with AJ and Giannis, and so different than you thought you might see just a few weeks ago.
Zubac.
It's a good Clippers team. You can tell. Milwaukee's playing well, but the Clippers good on both ends. They got a lot of new pieces also. The Bucks do too, so both teams figuring it out.
Giannis, you thought that was high fighting. Finesse finish for Giannis.
He's taking his time. He's working his way back slowly.
And Giannis straight up. Talk about the new look Bucks team. This is game number 1 for Bobby Portis to serve his suspension. There's a foul against Simmons.
We've got some news. There's a 25-game suspension. That's pretty shocking. And it does. Just sometimes it changes that fast, and this deadline has been no different. AJ.
He's got 6 points in the game. Our producer, Brent Reeland, appreciates all the production call references that you're making in the pregame and now in-game.
We do 7 a morning. We do 7 production. No,
We do not. Shoulder shake from Kawhi with James, and
he has something he is great at, and it is scoring the basketball. And I think the knocks on him have been his decision making and kind of feel for the game at times. But boy, what we've seen so far with D right there has been really good decision making, high level shot making, and he's been willing to guard everyone.
Giannis, there's your
Shooting. He's got to keep working on that shooting.
6.5 to go here before the half. Coming out of that timeout. He's looking for a shot.
He is. There's something about KPJ out there, though. You can tell he knows these guys. He's looking them in the eye. He's squaring them up. He's not scared of anybody. Nice move. He's got to like the fact that he's versatile. He's guarding the best guys. He's getting stops.
Leonard, pinpoint attempt.
KPJ right there for the contest again. He keeps showing up in the right spots, and he has something to do with a lot of good things.
KPJ, sure.
Yeah, you want to see him attacking into the paint, but look, when you're playing some good defense and you're making a few shots, I feel like that's kind of a heat check shot for him right there.
Kawhi Leonard, another 3.
So quiet about how he gets his points to just slowly add up at the rim, knocking down the 3, getting fouled. You look up, he's got 10 quick ones.
Until the night. Harden licks it off. Last 7 to shoot. There it is, Porter Jr. against his old teammate, James Harden. 2 to shoot. Porter Jr. right there with him.
Get that defense, Lisa. I mean that KPJ's got his chest on guys. Now he's just kind of taking his time on offense, but boy, he's putting in some work.
Ty Lue's talked about him being their best defender when they had him. Brook Lopez, back to pass.
Pulling the big fella out, and when you look at the box scores at the end of the night, and Brook has got 15, 17 points, it seems like the Bucks never lose. Can make you smart for.
Zubac, that's a lot of meat there going at it. Zubac in the program. I mean, almost like a third of
it really stings. And to me, the reason it just stings so much is much like you're saying, because of his spirit and what he means to this team. Look, like you said, the 6-game series out, the Bucks won 1. They lost 5. Look, was that the only reason? No, but it matters. But it really has to do with the fact that let's cram it all, pour it all. Okay, we all can agree that sounds pretty close, but those are both drugs, Lisa, that a lot of guys have taken. Dang, with the night. So it's just hard to see a guy like Bobby out with the reputation, with the work ethic, with the heart that he has, be suspended what feels like such an excessive amount. I know that this is a partnership between the league and the players, and they're both being, I think, incredibly respectful about it. But it's painful, and Bobby's going to be missed.
Yeah, and we showed you his apology and his statement issued through the Bucks. It's so heartfelt, as you would expect it to be for Bobby Portis. 2 seconds left on the shot clock. TP loses it. Harden on the push over to Coffee. Brook Lopez commits the foul. Getting back since February 2nd.
Partner of your Milwaukee.
How about the free throws so far, Lisa? Last game, January 25th, the Clippers 28 for 28 from the free throw line. So far, just 3 for 3. They haven't missed, which is not a good sign, but 3 is definitely better than 28. Good job by Milwaukee not fouling this game so far.
Brook Lopez with 1 on the shot clock, lets it fly.
Oh, well, second best 3 we've seen tonight. Kuzma's from three-quarter court was way further.
11 points for number 11 to match Kuzma.
We call Giannis the freak, but Splash Mountain, it's something to be seen when he's knocking down shots like that.
Here's Dame. Damian Lillard has the 1 3-pointer here in the first half. We're inside a minute now before the half. I feel like Harden, when he has Dame on him, likes to take that shot.
They know what that's supposed to feel like from there, and I wouldn't have been surprised after that last one he made.
Harden directing traffic. Shot clock is still in play, about a 4-second differential. Trent Jr. switching off onto Harden. And driving. Kyle Kuzma, he had more time. I don't know if you knew that. Yeah,